All right, what's going on, everybody? It is a new day. It is Wednesday, July 19th, and we had a good night last night. Not all the pairs. Well, actually, that's not true. I was 100% last night on all these calls. If you want to go look right here, right here. AUDNZD for a buy. I grabbed that before it tanked. GU tanked. USDCAD still waiting on that to drop. GCAD dropped, AUDUSD dropped, NZDCHF and NZDCAD all dropped. So everything was good. Now the only thing was not all of them presented the signature trade. Some of them just straight dropped, like GBP pairs, the NZD pairs. None of them really pulled back. They did their pullbacks earlier on, but it wasn't to the exact spot that I normally would have taken it. But it still was a setup, and anybody that was looking at the analysis last night could have took it. AUD NZD was probably the main one that actually did exactly what we wanted to do, right? So, and luckily it's the first pair that's on here, right? So we're gonna go over that and take a look at a couple others. I'm gonna try to. I always say I'm always gonna speed through this, and I never end up fucking doing it because in my mind I'm looking for like a couple things. So like in my mind I can just go right through these and just be like boom boom, okay, like it, boom, and then go. And then these analyses come in, and then I start breaking shit down and I look at everything. So let's see what happens. AUD NZD, right? This is a setup for tonight too. So I got my eyes on this pair. Same thing with Euro USD, even though that's not a setup. So let's go over AUD 10 NZD. This was the setup from last night. Hidden divergence, dropped down to the 61.8. I missed it initially because it was the beginning of the day. I actually bought right here and take profit right at the top. Hit it, and it actually bounced right off of the 4-hour resistance and continued to go drop back down. It went into the 4-hour resistance and the daily resistance, and it went back down to the other 4-hour support. So I don't know if I'm actually going to trade this pair tonight. I don't really like the setup of it. AUD NZD on the 4-hour looks a little bit better there because it is coming back down to the 500 the 500 moving average and the 50 moving average on the 4-hour. But thing is, there is no hidden divergence. There is some here, right? Like if it's not like the most recognized one, but like you have this little pivot right here on the RSI, and you have all this pretty much already done. So I mean, if I were going to look for anything, even though this says peak formation high, right, I'd still be looking for buys, honestly. Go to the day. Let me actually delete this. Now, the daily did throw a wick up to the top here. The only thing is it's been kind of doing its thing, going down slowly. So I don't know but this is showing a continuation pattern at the same time. It's just in a weird spot. So I don't know whether or not it's going to continue to drop because it did have a change of character right here. And usually when that happens, it follows suit with a pullback to the 50 and continues. So if I had to guess anything, it's bouncing off this 50 and it's going to continue up. If that's the case, then we're going to use this as the pullback zone, right? And we're going to use that as the fib. It's a little bit extended past it right now. It didn't actually touch it yet on the 4-hour. There's that hidden divergence here in the 4-hour that it's playing out. If I go to the 1-hour, let's see what's happening. I hit the 1-hour hidden divergence here last night. Let me fix this. And now it's getting close. So I'm gonna be patient on this one. I don't know if I really want to touch it. The EMAs are all tight, and it's just becoming a jumble fuck. Like literally the 200, the 50, the 13, the 800, and the 500 are all right here. So this might be a pair we want to avoid tonight. So I'm not going to really focus on it as much. Now let me fix the board real quick. I should probably start doing like me drawing this shit out for you guys on camera. Buy, sell. We're going to leave it like that. All right, next pair, GBPAUD. I actually was going to sell this pair last night, and I was already in the other pairs, and it didn't set up for my initial actual setup. So I'm trying to be disciplined and only taking my setup, and trust me, it is way harder than it looks. But sometimes it's good. Let's go to GBPAUD, GBPUSD. There we go. So it pulled back yesterday into an imbalance. It pulled back into. Is there a 4 hour? There's a 4 hour resistance there. There's a daily resistance there, and a 1 hour. Oh, right on top of that. Literally right on top. Right there. And it hit the 61.8, and it was a little bit past the water. It wasn't like the best, but at the same time, it did break structure down here. It didn't have hidden divergence. So like there was a couple things that were off for me in taking this setup, but it ended up going in that direction. So maybe I should have listened to my intuition. It is what it is. Not too worried about it. Now, what are we doing here? Peak formation high. That's the high from 2 days ago. The question is it going to continue? And it looks like it can. I mean, it's setting up for the hidden divergence right now. Let me delete this. I don't need this. Delete. So if I'm going to do anything, it's going to be from, not this one, it's too close, but from here. All right, we'll go down to there. It's a little too low. I'm very picky with this shit. Okay. It's at the 50 right now, but it didn't touch the 50 EMA, making the 61.8 a more plausible area of entry. It's hitting a 1 hour resistance as we speak. It's hitting a 4 hour resistance as we speak, and potentially it can re-drop back down to the daily. So I would say this is a setup that I would take. Everything lines up. We got a trend line. Take this, draw the trend line down. Can't even draw down to here. Huh? We'll keep it right here. Right? Freaking alerts. Right? 1, 2, line up with the 50, could shoot up, hit it, then drop. So I'm gonna sit there and I'm gonna probably take this book. Not right now, but I'm gonna wait. I might place it pending, but we're looking at GA for sell. Easy peasy. Right down to the recent low. And that's without doing any other due diligence. I didn't even look at the other time frames, but it makes sense. We'll see. The daily broke structure or broke through the trend line. Gotta change the character. I still think it needs to pull back down to the daily water. The daily water, and then come down and actually hit this Mayo. Didn't touch it yet, but who knows? Now, the only thing I'm worried about is this. So I've seen this happen periodically throughout time where, see how the RSI is just straight? It's just going straight. Usually when it does that, it does some things where it doesn't even like go up and drop. It just continues. It just continues straight, and then we'll do a pullback and then some other shit, and then there are some reversal patterns or whatever. But this looks like it can continue up. The 15-minute looks like it wants to do that. So let's be careful. I want to say GA for a sell. So we'll see how it ends up playing around this area. And if it does well, I'll take it. Now there is, I believe, oh, there's AUD news at 9:30 Eastern, which is 2 hours from now. I did it way earlier today, so we got time to actually prepare. So I'm gonna say, let's see what happens when it gets up here, and then from there, we'll probably look for that drop. All right. So now let's go to the next one. GBPNZD, 2-day peak formation high. It's inside of an imbalance. That's where the water is. Thing is, it's consolidating, so this could make actual sense. This would be the hidden divergence if it hits. I don't know if I want to use this one, but it could be. Let's see. Makes sense. So we'll see. So And we have a trend line here. That's way too high though. It's just consolidating, ranging on a higher time frame. So we're gonna see if it's gonna pull back here and continue up for a minute and then drop, or is it gonna continue to drop? Go to the daily. The daily looks like it just wants a tank, meaning that this could just be a pullback up and it might actually surpass this area right here. So if it surpasses it, then this is where our trend line will be, or a Fibonacci retracement will be, and it might shoot past it for a little bit and then hit the 50 or the 61A, which happens to line up directly with where the trend line's at. We'll see. But I definitely would agree that this is more bearish right now. So I'm going to stick to GBPNZD being bearish, going with the overall higher time frame. Oops. CADJPY. Now this is the one pair I was saying looks good for a buy. So support right there, support on the 4 hour. That's all we really need. I think it's going to pull back from this point up. That's the hidden divergence. Pull back to the 50, the 61.8. And we're just going to see it continue up on a short time frame. Now, a reason why I'm actually looking for this to be a buy is because it's starting the signature pattern on a daily time frame. So let's take a look. We got the start here, and I'm doing this because it's the most significant one that stands out. And it dropped or went up, dropped to the 50 EMA, the 50 Fibonacci retracement. I think it's going to go up, retest this high, giving us about, from where it's at currently, $340 something pips. It's not too bad, especially on a JPY pair. I think we could capture some of the moves going forward. I just want to see how it reacts on the zone where it's at. Right. So it did break structure, change of character, looking for a pullback. It's riding the EMAs, trying to see if the past it's ever done this before. So it's in between the Maya and the water, like this, but it didn't really break through it. I thought it would here. Seems to be that when it goes and touches both. Not a lot of instances where they actually get connected like they are right now, intertwined. This is the closest thing I've seen so far, even here, but it still went up a little bit and then dropped overall. So I would say this is interesting, the way it's set up right now. I'm still going to be bullish on this though. I want to see this thing drop and then go up. All right, so I'm going to say we're bullish on CJ and we'll take our chances on it. I mean, you could take all the setups I'm talking about right now, and all you need to do is win one of them. You get a 1 to 3. You're still up in profit if you can lose on the other two. But you got to wait for the setup, right? You got to wait for it to come back to the 50, touch the zone, and then we'll continue up, giving us the perfect hidden divergence because it's already there. Moving forward, EURCAD. Gee, looks like it wants to drop. USDCAD is definitely going to drop. EURCAD. For a peak formation high. Oh, the 15-minute looks promising. Broke through the 500 moving average. Let's see what the 1 hour looks like. It hit the 50 last night, but there was no hidden divergence, so I didn't actually look at this setup. But now we actually have something promising where it could hit the 50 EMA again, bounce off of this trend line, or sorry, not the trend line, the high that was from yesterday. And then even more. La, la, la. reaction zone, could pass it just a little bit, and then we'll see it drop ultimately. So I might want to fix this up a little bit. And it's right on. It's fine. So I'm going to say this is definitely a drop so far based off the 1 hour. We do have to be careful though. It is setting up for a hidden divergence on the 4 hour. If we look here, gotta always zoom out and look at every detail. Right, so it's coming up to the 50. So I think we're gonna see this thing drop one more night all the way down to the 50 line on the 4 hour for it to hit this mail. So pull back up, stop on high, and then drop. So EURCAD is a drop. ECAD. Okay. Let's go to the next pair. Trying to go as fast as possible. Wait, is it GU? I was just on that. Whoa, what's happening? That was weird. Okay. So this pair tanked last night, as did all the GBP pairs, except for Euro GBP because that went up. So let's see. We already have the hidden divergence, which is great. Still need to see it pull back a little bit. We'll go from here to there. Boom. Lines up. Trend line. I don't think it's going to go there. I think it's going to go past it a little bit. So I'm going to line it up with the 50 EMA. And then let's see. Push up high, stop hunt low. So already got or stop hunt high, drop. And that gives us the setup for the regular hidden divergence here. So yeah, I'm going to say stop hunt high, drop. We're looking for sells tonight. It has to push up. They just went all the way down, so they got to breathe. And they also have to fill in some of these gaps. Look at these imbalances. Boom. Let's go to 1 hour. Boom. Look at that. Lines up exactly with the imbalance and other supply and demand. More confirmation. Right hither. Right here. Oh, that is not the setup I want. Let's change this color real quick, ladies and gents. All right, boom. And then this gadoosh. 15. I do 24%. That's perfect. I think it's going to go there. So 1 confirmation, 2 confirmation, 3 confirmation, 4. You got imbalance, supply and demand, trend line, 50 EMA at 5, 61.8. So yeah, I'm going to be looking for this thing to stop on high. I'm going to sow this shit. So GBPUSD for another drop. You could take it to the recent low that was set yesterday, which let's say it goes up to here. It's a pending order, drops down. You got 100 pips. Come on, my brother. Or it can go a little bit lower. Let's see. Ooh, yep. It wants to go down to that 500 moving average. So I think it's going to actually shoot down to here, which lines up with this peak. So shot down, peak formation, or stop on high, drop. That's what we're looking for. So I'm going to star this. I should start starring these as my favorite ones. GU, and then what was the other one? GA, I believe. I think GA was the other setup that I was curious about, but I don't know if I want to touch it. Seems like all the GBP pairs are going to sell again. I'm going to put GA as my star and CJ as nice. I got 3 stars right now. I got CJ, GA, GU, all setting up spectacularly. USDCAD. It says peak formation low, but I don't care. EURCAD actually looks good too. What am I doing? EURCAD's got a star. Not GN. GN's good, but I don't think it's the best. Okay, Porcupine. NZD Chief. We got EURCAD. Oh, I think I drew this. When the hell did I do this? Oh, stupid. I already went over this. USDCAD. I typed in EURCAD. Sorry, I had a blonde moment. All right. So yeah, I took this trade based off of, is this the 15-minute? Where did I take it? Oh yeah, I was in cells here. I have my stop loss up top. Looks big, but it's not. And I have my take profit down here. Right. So it's about, let's say, let me do this accurately. Delete this. In short position, I entered around here. Like that, and then I stop. About a little under 1 to 2. Stop on it high because of the news and then drop. So it is what it is. But I still have this thing dropping. I'm still actually in it. And I'm not getting out of it until this thing decides to drop. And I know it has to drop because the daily, all of it lines up for it. Now, I might be wrong. Who cares? But I'm still holding it because everything still has to pull back a little bit before it decides to go up, in my opinion, just based off what I know. So yeah, that's what I'm going to stick with. We're going to take it the same way before it decides to shoot up. Okay, USDJPY, 4-day peak formation. Low. EURJPY, let's go to USDJPY. Oh, that's the daily? I don't know if I trust that. That peak formation low, so what, 1, 2, 3, 4. Push up. Seems a little delayed, honestly. But at the same time, this could push up a little bit more. I guess that's why I'm curious about CJ, because of where it's at right now. So the JPY pairs tend to follow the same pattern as, I mean, honestly. The daily has it. It's hitting the water right now, but there's no hidden divergence here. So there's nothing here. There is some regular, well, there is actually hidden divergence. But the thing is, it already surpassed the water, so it's not like, it's not the best setup. It's only the 4 hour again. Now the 4 hours got hidden divergence for a sell from this point right here. The only thing is it hasn't met the criteria that I want yet. So we'll go from there down to here. Yeah, it's at the 38.2. So I think this thing's gonna shoot up just one more time. Now there have been instances where it hits this the male and then drops. So it's very possible that it could just shoot up, hit these imbalances, hit this 200 moving average, and then continue. So this is a 4 hour. There's a bunch of area right here where it could make a move on the support resistance. The daily's up top. So this might actually go up to bounce off this daily resistance and then drop. And look, the Mayo's right inside of it, and it's inside the 61.8, which makes sense. So I'm gonna say we're gonna be bullish on this tonight, and I'm gonna see where this lines up. So it pushes it past here, and it does make sense. It's inside of another daily imbalance, and yeah, it just has significant points. It has significant points of reference. So I'm gonna say bullish on the 1 hour, right? But bearish overall. So we're gonna see one more push up tonight, and then tomorrow we might see a reversal. So we're gonna push it up towards the 1 hour blueberry, which is the 4 hour Mayo tonight. All right. But in order for this to happen, we need the push down to match up with this hidden divergence of a peak, right? Line up with the 61.8, lines up with the 1 hour support. We're good. All right. This is a significant zone. I like it. We're going to stick with it. See if there's anything on the 15-minute. There's some hidden, there's some regular or imbalances here, but I think we're going to be set up for a solid buy. So let's go UJ. One more day of a push up, and then ultimately look for a. So now let's go to the moon. GCAD. This one dropped last night. Am I going to take GBPNZD? Probably not. So let's go to GBPCAD. Oh, this one looks good. Got resistance, got 4-hour resistance, no daily, but there is daily support, which lines up more with some of the 4-hour support, but I like the 1-hour setups right now. 1-hour setups are doing great. I'm going to say the same thing like I said on GBPUSD. We need to see a push up. It bounced right off of this support last night, right off the blueberry, and because of that, it needs to go up and retouch this water. We're already in a we already got hidden divergence. I think it's going to push it up one more time, and then we're going to look for that to sell. Let me draw up the fibs. Go down from this point down. Boom. Lines up with where price could be. I don't think we need this anymore. 61.8 lines up with a daily imbalance, which is cool. Yeah, I'm going to say stop on high, drop on GCAD with a star spin of a banner. Let me go to the 4. 5, 6, 7, 8. Now it lines up with the 4-hour water for a pullback too. Expected to push up higher. All right. I'm trying to go off the 4-hour here. Where does this line up? If I want to go to the 50 up top, right? So we got one. I'm going to draw something real quick. I'm testing something. And then we got this one from here. Huh. Wow. It's a little bit above the 78.6. A little bit higher, more definitely higher. Let's just see what happens. I think we'll see a reversal going to New York session, maybe during London, but I think we're going to see a stop on high and then a drop. All right. So I'm sticking with the other ones. The other setups look really good. GBPUSD looks solid. GCAD has some supply and demand inside of this zone as well. All this is supply and demand. Just a bunch of consolidation in this one spot. So let's see what happens. I want to see it push up to here, and then from there we'll see what makes sense. But then if you look at the daily, it bounced off of a imbalance right there. Where's the support and resistance? Didn't touch that support though. This could just be a pullback up to refill in the balance, and then we'll look for a drop. That's what I'm saying. So push up high, drop. I'm sticking with it. Okay. AUDUSD, I don't know if I want to touch this pair, to be honest. Okay. We got daily setups. Then And it says a peak formation high. Got hidden divergence on the 4-hour. Inside of an imbalance. Inside supply and demand. It's literally what this is. And I'm basing it off of here. These two zones. So makes sense for a buy. Knowing AUD, sometimes it can just continue and not give a shit in the world of what it wants to do. But this doesn't mean anything, right? This could actually continue, push back, and then continue down. Go to the daily. It's bouncing off the daily Mayo. Every time it hit it, it doesn't mean it's going to continue up, but it did have a day of hesitation back here. So it might push up a little bit and then push down. So right now it's in the 4-hour, but this could play out where it goes up tonight and then hits the daily resistance and then decides to drop. So I'm going to say be patient on this one because this could, I mean, it lines up with the 50 EMA. And here's this part, and then you got this. I like the setup for this part right here for the hidden divergence. I need to see it push up. There's 1 hour. Is there a 4-hour? There's 1 hour resistance right here, and I like that setup. And supply and demand. Majority of it's right here. All right. So push up. Once it pushes up, look for sells. All right. I think it's going to continue down. This isn't a setup for a buy. So AU is a drop. See how it did it back here? Went down, pull back. So it went down beneath the Mayo, came back, touched the water, went a little bit past it, and then dropped the next 2 days, right? So I think that's what we're going to see here. It dropped, it's going to push up hard and then drop hard. Dropped, push up hard, drop hard. So that's what we're looking for. Setups on the 50 and the 61.8. All right. Okay, so let's now go to, we already got all these great setups. We're not even halfway through this. There's another one on EURUSD that we didn't even go over because it's so far over here that we wouldn't even intend to look at it. We usually stick to the left side. So we got a trend line on NZDCAD. This was a setup from last night that did play out pretty well. I'm not trading this pair tonight, so we're going to go to NZDCAD. It looks like it's going to continue, though. It's retesting the EMAs. 1 second. Okay. Sorry, I looked at my trades. So it broke this trend line last night, as predicted. I mean, it was guaranteed to do it. Can't say guarantee, right? It's like an illegal term in Forex. Can't guarantee anything in Forex. Well, it is what it is. So it decided to go down. I think it's going to continue, man. There is a little bit of divergence, but like regular divergence, but it's not the kind I like. Yeah, this is going to continue, guys. Because remember, this is on the daily, mind you. This was a setup on the daily. This was a 78.6 retracement, tanked, hidden divergence from here down. So we're gonna find out. I think You got hidden divergence here, but it's so far down. That's not, it's way past the 78.6. I don't like that. I like this setup even more. So from here, this point down, okay, lines up with the 4-hour resistance, lines up with 1-hour resistance, lines up with daily. So we're gonna see this thing fucking dropping. Dude, we got so many pairs dropping tonight. This is crazy. We are in a bearish market. This is wild. I don't even know what pair to focus on. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm gonna put pendings on all of these motherfuckers, and I'm gonna see what happens. This is wild, man. 7 setups. Jesus Christ. Okay. NZD Chief. Do I even want to know? Do I even want to know? Probably the same thing. Running out of pairs to look at. Oh yeah, it's gonna keep dropping. I remember this. This is the weekly low. Yeah, I think the all-time low. So it's gonna keep dropping, guys. But let's see what it wants to do. I mean, they tend to go in line. NZD pairs tend to follow suit. Just might want to pull back a little bit, just like NZD CAD. There is some regular divergence here. Did bounce up. Didn't flatten out though. So I think this thing's gonna go up and then we'll see it drop again. Now, if it decides to like shoot past all this shit, then it's a different story. But that's why I have stop losses. Please use risk management. Don't just take the trades and hope they play out. Like it's illogical. So we're gonna go right there. Okay. And it lines up with the imbalance, the 61.8. Not the 1 hour, not the 4 hour, not the daily. All right. So we got resistance. It's really, really low right now, right? That's the only thing I don't like about it. Because if you look at NZDCAD, it's still got room down here, right? It's not at the super, super low, but NZD Chief is. Now, obviously, it can keep dropping all at once. It doesn't have to follow it, but if we're going to take this for a sell, stop on high and drop. We're going to continue with the overall trend until it gets down to here. So we probably got another day on this. I don't think it's going to reverse until it hits that low. So NZD Chief. Okay. All right, let's see what happens. And then I'm going to go over one more pair because we already have so many fucking setups. EURUSD. This one, 10-day peak formation low, but I think we're going to see it drop because of this right here. All right. Broke structure, change of character, pullback, imbalances, 1 hour resistance. Only need to focus on the 1 hour resistance, into the imbalance, and into the 61.8 retracement. And we're fucking good to go, guys. And I think this will drop. So EURUSD is going to drop down after it hits the 50. You can take it to recent low. I'm going to put my pending on the 61.8. You could take it down to the recent low or a little bit lower. But I don't see any other support. There isn't. So if you have like a extension tool you want to utilize, you can do that. But in this case, well, you could go down to here. There's an imbalance here. There's an imbalance there. That's a high. So you have this. Okay. And it matches up with what the Mayo's at. But I'm going to stick with the low. Okay. So EU, I'm taking that for a second. So we got EU. And we're good to go. All right, guys. So with that, I'm going to end it here. We got a lot of setups, a lot of fucking setups. And I hope some of you guys actually watch this tonight and capture it. So I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Peace out.